Ever stood at a doorway and felt a shiver run down your spine? Imagine a gateway not to a house, but to an entire realm of the dead. And guarding this gate isn't just any dog, but the most terrifying canine in all of Greek mythology, Cerberus, the Hound of Hades. First things first, what did Cerberus even look like? Well, that depends on who you ask. The most common description, popularized by poets like Hesiod, gives him 3 heads. Each head is said to represent a different aspect of time: the past, the present, and the future. Think about that for a second. As you approach, one head sees everything you've ever done, another sees you standing there now, and the third sees your ultimate fate. It's an incredibly powerful and symbolic image. These weren't just normal dog heads either. They had razor-sharp teeth and a roar that could shake the very foundations of the earth. But it gets weirder. Some accounts say his body was covered in writhing snakes, or that he had a serpent for a tail. Picture that, a massive 3-headed dog with venomous snakes coiling around his back and a slithering serpent lashing where a tail should be. The ancient Greeks really knew how to design a monster, didn't they? And just to top it all off, his drool was said to be a deadly poison. In one myth, this poisonous saliva dripped onto the ground and gave birth to the wolfsbane plant, also known as aconite. So, not exactly a creature you'd want to play fetch with. Now, who were Cerberus's parents? You might be surprised to learn he came from a whole family of monsters. His father was Typhon, a 100-headed, fire-breathing giant so powerful he once challenged Zeus for control of the cosmos. His mother was Echidna, a creature who was half beautiful woman, half terrifying serpent. Talk about a power couple. Cerberus's siblings were just as charming. They included the Lernaean Hydra, the multi-headed serpent Hercules fought, the Chimera, a fire-breathing mix of lion, goat, and snake, and Orpheus, another multi-headed dog who guarded the cattle of the giant Geryon. It was truly a family of terrors, and Cerberus was arguably the most famous of them all. So, what was Cerberus's job description? It was actually pretty simple, but absolutely crucial to the cosmic order. His main duty was to guard the gates of the Underworld. He would wag his tail and be friendly to the souls of the dead as they entered, welcoming them to their new permanent home. There was no escape. But if a living mortal dared to try and sneak in, or worse, if a dead soul tried to sneak out, Cerberus would become a ferocious, snarling beast, tearing them to shreds. He was the ultimate security system, ensuring the barrier between the living and the dead remained absolute. Hades, the ruler of the Underworld, trusted Cerberus completely. He was a loyal, if terrifying, companion. Despite his fearsome reputation, a few legendary heroes managed to get past him. This is where the stories get really exciting. How do you bypass a 3-headed, snake-covered hound from hell? Well, you have to be either incredibly strong, incredibly clever, or have a talent for music. Let's start with the most famous encounter, Hercules. As the last of his 12 labors, Hercules was given the seemingly impossible task of capturing Cerberus and bringing him to the surface world. This wasn't about killing him, but about proving his immense strength by subduing the beast. Hercules traveled to the Underworld, and, after getting permission from Hades himself, under the condition that he use no weapons, he faced the hound. The battle was epic. Hercules wrestled Cerberus with his bare hands, using his incredible strength to choke the beast into submission. He slung the defeated hound over his shoulders and carried him all the way to King Eurystheus. The king was so terrified at the sight of the Underworld's guardian that he hid in a large jar. After proving his task complete, Hercules dutifully returned the frightening but ultimately unharmed Cerberus to his post at the gates of Hades. Then there's Orpheus, a master musician. His story is one of love and tragedy. When his beloved wife Eurydice died, the heartbroken Orpheus resolved to do the impossible, bring her back from the dead. He traveled to the Underworld, but instead of using brute force like Hercules, he used his unique gift. He played his lyre and sang a song so beautiful and sorrowful that it charmed everyone and everything in the underworld. The ghosts of the dead wept, the tortures of the damned paused, and even the hearts of Hades and Persephone were moved. And Cerberus? The terrifying hound lay down, whimpering softly, completely enchanted by the music, and allowed Orpheus to pass by without a fight. It shows that even the most monstrous of creatures could be soothed by beauty and art. Another hero who outsmarted Cerberus was Aeneas, the Trojan hero who would go on to found Rome. Guided by the prophetess Cybele, Aeneas needed to enter the underworld to speak with the ghost of his father. They didn't have the strength of Hercules or the musical talent of Orpheus. So they used a different tactic: bribery. The Sibyl brought along a special treat, a honey cake laced with a sleeping potion. When they encountered Cerberus, who was barking and snarling as usual, she simply tossed him the cake. The greedy hound gobbled it up in his 3 mouths and promptly fell into a deep, drugged sleep, allowing Aeneas and the Sibyl to sneak past him into the depths of the underworld. It's a bit of a comedic image, isn't it? The great terror of the underworld, taken down by a snack. Even the goddess Psyche managed to get past him in a similar way. On her quest to win back the love of Cupid, she was sent to the underworld to retrieve a box of beauty from Persephone. Like Aeneas, she was advised to bring honey cakes to pacify the great hound, one for the way in and one for the way out. It worked like a charm, proving that sometimes the best way to deal with a big, angry dog is to offer it a treat. So, what does Cerberus represent? On the surface, he's a symbol of death and the inescapable nature of our final journey. He's the terrifying guardian at the final frontier. But he's also a symbol of loyalty and duty. He never once failed at his job, unless overcome by a godlike hero or a clever trick. He faithfully served his master, Hades, and maintained the cosmic balance. His 3 heads are also a powerful symbol. As we mentioned, they can represent the past, present, and future, reminding us that death encompasses all of time. They could also represent birth, youth, and old age. In any interpretation, Cerberus is a creature that embodies concepts far bigger than just a scary dog. The legacy of Cerberus is huge. He has appeared in countless books, movies, and video games. From Dante's Inferno, where a version of Cerberus torments the gluttonous, to the Harry Potter series, where a 3-headed dog named Fluffy guards the Sorcerer's Stone. He's a boss in games like God of War and Hades. Whenever a story needs a truly intimidating guardian, creators often turn to the original and best, the Hound of Hades. He reminds us of the power of ancient myths to create characters and symbols that endure for thousands of years. Cerberus is more than just a monster. He's a fundamental part of the Greek mythological landscape, a creature of terror, loyalty, and surprising vulnerability. He's the ultimate guard dog, the loyal companion to the Lord of the Dead, and an icon of the underworld that continues to fascinate and frighten us to this day. So the next time you see a "Beware of Dog" sign, just be thankful it's not a 3-headed snake-covered beast with poisonous drool guarding the gate. The myths of ancient Greece are full of wonders and terrors, and Cerberus stands proudly, or rather terrifyingly, among its greatest creations.